Hey guys, what's going on? Pete here. So I had thought about doing a video of an overview of my collection of my steam engines. I'm not going to do anything on my diesels. I don't have very many diesels anyway. And my thoughts were to actually not run them, do any running sessions, just kind of cruise by with the camera, shoot a little bit of videos on each individual engine, maybe some cons that I don't like about some of my engines, and of course the pros. So, what I think I'm going to do is, in no particular order, just go through my collection and show you what I have and what I think of them. Okay, up the bat first is definitely one of my more favorite engines. Now, I've wanted an F-19 Pacific back when they still were just TMCC engines, and I actually had a chance to get one. I sold my MTH Blue Comet and wound up waiting too long and just not getting the engine. I went with this particular one, the Halloween fantasy scheme, because the other Pacific, the USRA Pacific that Lionel made, I also wanted. And unfortunately, that was something that's almost nearly impossible to find. And when you do, it's kind of pricey. That end of the line one that they made. So I wasn't a fan of the Camelback. I'm not a fan of the triplex. I just think for a Halloween engine, that's too much engine. And I'm not a fan of the triplexes, to be honest. I had a MTH version, was kind of an impulse buy. I wound up selling, well, actually trading that off, and we'll get to that engine down the road here. But anyways, as you can see with this one, I love engines that have a whole lot going on, which this engine does up front here. Feed water heater, orange pops on it, and it also has awesome crew talk, Halloween dialogue. My only con with this engine would be the bell. And when it has I would say like the clock chimes, they're a little bit lower than I would like. But the whistles are great on it. All around beautiful engine. Vanderbilt tender is beautiful. The graphics are beautiful on it. And this was one of my more favorite engines that I purchased, to be honest. And I will be getting a normal F-19. I'd actually like to get the RFMP version, which I know is not, that's more of a fantasy. They did have something similar, but I know it's not the actual F-19 Pacific. Okay, moving along here. This is actually my only MTH steam engine that I have left. This is an Engineer Edition L4A Mohawk, unpainted, and this was my actual first unpainted engine. It shows off a lot of detail. It is actually Protosound 2, but interestingly, they used the Protosound 3 tether. Again, beautiful engine, sounds really good. Okay, let's move on to the next engine. Okay, this is another fantastic piece by Lionel. It's a Legacy Mohawk. This is from I'm not exactly sure which catalog this one, but this is the older one. It does not feature whistle steam. I was able to actually get this from a shop that I used to go to. He managed to find me two unpainted engines, this one and my Y3, which will be coming up soon, brand new in box. And again, a whole lot going on up front. Beautiful detailing on this engine. I do love it a lot. It's fun to run this guy around Christmas time. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up we have the Polar Express Legacy Berkshire. Beautiful looking engine. Now, with this one, Originally, I had wanted to get the 777 and or a 765 nickel plate road, but my wife really loves the movie, so it was kind of one of those deals I had to compromise. With this one, I am a little disappointed in a couple of things. One of them being is there's no startup sequence, it just powers up, and there's not a whole lot of dialogue from the movie itself. There's some generic crew talk, which honestly, I don't know how much of a pain it would have been for Lionel to put more in there, but it's a shame that there's not more. Maybe something from the fireman and the engineer instead of having just that generic stuff. But again, it's a nice engine. I don't know that I'll ever get the Polar Express cars themselves. I'm using the MTH North Pole cars with the LED lights on it. Okay. And that's it for this one. All right, up next is a Vision Line piece that I have. It's a Niagara Pilot. This I actually acquired on a trade for an MTH J1A, Protosound 2, and a Protosound 1 engine that I kind of miss, and that is a DMIR. This one here, as far as detailing goes, there's really not a whole lot going on. But nonetheless, this is a really cool engine. It's packed with the Vision Line features, of course. Come around to the front here. And the DMIR I'm talking about is the Yellowstone. But at the time, for what I paid for both those engines, it didn't equate to what the original owner paid for this engine. Love the PT tender, like the smoke effects, the water scoop effect that comes out, the safety valve steam, the whistle steam, the smoke steam. This is just an all-around cool engine. Roller bearings on there. Okay, next up. Okay, and here we have an unpainted Pilot UP9000. Now, this one here, they're very cool engines. You know, they got a big wheel arrangement for a rigid frame engine. There's not a whole lot of brass to die cast detailing on this one. It does feature whistle steam. It can pull a ton. But this is kind of an engine that I don't know that I should have bought it. It seems happier running at really slow speeds. Let me back up here a little bit. It's a beautiful engine, and it's, like I said, it's really cool because of the big wheel arrangement that it has there. But there's just something about it that just isn't really doing too much for me. All right, on to the next one. Okay, so next up is the Y3 I was talking about. This one I had purchased at the same time as that Mohawk Pilot version. This one also does not feature whistle steam, but however, it has very nice detailing. A lot of brass to die cast. It's got the doghouse on the tender. It's articulated. It's very cool. Runs great. I can't really say too many negative things about it. Let me come up front here with this one. Yeah, it looks great. All right, on to the next. All right, so this here, of course, is a Legacy H7. Again, love engines with busy front ends, feed water heater. This is the older release, so it does not feature whistle steam. But as you can see, it's in amazing shape. I got this from Trains. Runs great. Got it for an awesome price. I don't have any cons on this engine. This is something I've wanted for quite some time. In fact, oddly, this engine was what I wanted originally in a Pilot. and I never got one. And then there was actually one for sale. When this one was right on train site, and I wound up snagging the painted version instead because I think I'm actually done buying pilots, to be honest. Great puller. It's another one that seems to be a little bit happier at slower speeds, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, on to the next one.